this time from the DC Universe Young Justice 6-inch line, we're taking a look at Aqualad, the leader of the team. Before we take a look at the figure and everything, we're going to take a look at the back of the package here. And you can see the other figures that have come out so far. The 4-inch 2-packs here, and the 6-inch figures as well. And you get this quick little bio of all the character. Very nice. Now, what I think is so great about these 6-inch figures is the bases that they come with. And although it makes them a little bit more expensive, I really dig what they've been doing with them. And but first we're going to take a look at the figure here. Now the sculpt has a very animated look to it, especially in the head. You know, it's a very slimmed down body. Of course, being a teenager, it's not as bulky as some of the other DC Universe Classics line figures are. I think they've really got the aesthetic of the show in a figure form, which is pretty hard to do. But they've also managed a figure that might not be that out of place alongside some of the DC Universe figures. So taking a look at the paint here, you can see that he's got his little tattoos that light up when he uses his water powers. Now, at first when I saw them, I thought they might be glow in the dark, but they are not. They are they do get broken up by the articulation points, but it's not that big of a deal for me. You can also tell that he's got painted gills on the side of his neck here, which is a neat little detail. All the paint is very nice. Very nice and clean. The gold A is the Aquaman motif that is shared. For articulation, he's pretty much the standard DC Universe Classics articulation. Head goes left and right, up and down. Arms go all the way around. Kind of tight here. The joint is. They go out and in. Rotate at the bicep, bend at the elbow, and rotate at the wrist. He's got ab articulation, forward and back. Waist articulation is pretty tight because the belt moves along with the top piece. So it does limit a little bit of articulation there. His legs go forward, back, out to the side. Rotate at the lower thigh. Bend at the knee. And bend at the ankle. And that's it. Now we'll get into his accessories. First we'll talk about his his powers on the show. He's able to create hard forms of water. Weapons and tools and stuff out of whatever water is around. And he uses these little blades here, for lack of a term, these handles here to focus his power and create these weapons. And of course you can see that he has plain ones that peg into his little backpack here, which he can hold. They are kind of loose in his hands, but you can find a nice position for them. So when this was announced, I believe that this peg was going to peg into the separate attachments of all the things that you see here. So in other words, these would not have a clear plastic handle, but a hole that the peg would fit into. And I don't know why they've decided not to do that. But as you can see, all the weapons here, the water weapons that he creates, that they've included with him, they've each got their own clear blue plastic handle. A little bit more on that later, but they decided to keep the gimmick, if you will, with the water spout here, the burst of water coming from the pipe on the base here, and we'll just get him out of the way. It's a nice clear blue plastic, very rubbery, but it's got a bendy wire in the center of it, and you're able to rotate it here a little bit, and you're able to peg in the little handles here so it can absorb the water from the pipe to create the weapons. And you come with several weapons. You got this sort of a blade here, a different kind of a blade weapon here, and you saw earlier the double-sided axe. You have a water mace or ball and chain. I guess it would be a flail. And you have the very Thor-like hammer. Again, they're all nicely sculpted out of the clear blue plastic. Taking a closer look at the base here, it looks to be some sort of basement, possibly connected to the Cadmus labs from the first episode. But you can see there's a little pipe system here with the wheel, shut-off valve that can turn. There's a sticker that goes around there that is pre-applied, but is a little bit off. I don't know if you can tell that. It's a little bit off, and it is kind of peeling there, unfortunately. And you have the aforementioned water spurt that can be posed using the wire in the middle of it and rotated at the pipe here. So pretty neat base, and they've got lots of details in it too, like the cracked floors and the spacing here. Even some details on the top here where it looks like people may have burst through, and you can even see like some bent over rebar, looks like unpainted. But you know, with these bases, you know, every little detail is a plus. So this version of Aqualad was created specifically for Young Justice. However, the people at DCU liked the idea so much that they basically stole him, and in particular, Jeff Johns, I guess, introduced him in Brightest Day number 10 in 2010. And in the, of course, that was the pre-New 52 DC universe, so I don't believe he's shown up yet in the new DCU. So when he's introduced as a young man who's grown up in I guess, is it a foster home or an adopted home as Jackson Hyde, and you find out that he is the son of Black Manta and one of Mera's race, and thus that's his explanation as to why he has the same type of water powers. And although it hasn't aired yet, I don't think, it has been confirmed that the Young Justice version is also the son of that universe's Black Manta. And he was named Calderam, which is his Atlantean name, after an older character, Cal Durham, which was a colleague of Black Manta's. So that's where that name comes from. Now, there was a previous Aqualad. His name is Garth, and he too appeared in Young Justice as Kaldor's best friend slash rival for the love of Tula, who is Aquagirl. Very nice touches in adopting the whole sort of backstory of Aquaman and the various teenage sidekicks that he's had throughout the years. Now, we haven't seen much of Aquaman in the TV series so far, but I mean, that's to be expected since the focus is on the Young Justice team. So anyway, that's it. Unfortunately, Young Justice line has been canceled. So it really is up in the air as to how many more figures we're getting in both the 6-inch and 4-inch line. But I think it's safe to assume that the Kid Flash, Batman, and the Guardian and Superboy will be released. Unfortunately, that means we really don't get to complete the team, which I would have liked to have done. I'm a big fan of the bases that they sold along with these, but I would have taken just the 6-inch figure and no base if that would have kept the line going. And unfortunately, there just doesn't seem to be too much interest among the younger set to buy these figures. So they are going away. And on that note, I'll say stay tuned for my next review, which will be on the unpictured Red Arrow 6-inch figure.